And let the people at home see my fancy shirt. Ooh.
Yeah.
How we doing? How's your week? How you living? Large and in charge? A little bit?
Yeah, after I fix all the fucking audio problems. Yeah, I like your Hawaiian shirt.
Got a new office setup, so we need to redo a little bit of our
audio
pod setup.
Yeah, making it a little cleaner, getting a little crisp, but now we can actually easily see the text too. We can both see it as well. What?
It's just funny seeing two of you on the stream in the same.
Oh, I was like, okay, what are you putting? Yeah, so now we can easily see comments and we get the screen right to us. It's like just a little cleaner setup.
Gladyougame.
Oh my god,
welcome
dude, that was
to
so fucking loud.
Game. I'll turn it down. I'll tell you.
Yeah, that was
turn down your headphones.
Isn't that my headphone button? Is this the headphone button?
Probably not. I don't know.
Monitor, right?
Yes.
Or no?
Yeah. Whatever you're plugged into, which I believe is monitor. Yeah.
Yeah. I turned down the.
All right. Cool.
Make sure of that. Okay. All right. Sorry. Well, really feel bad for the people on the stream. There's about 7 minutes of dead air. Also, I see that nailing red right there.
It's peaking a little.
I can actually
you can turn
control
it down
that from there.
Is it peaking on?
It's not peaking on this, but it's peaking on the stream.
I feel like it's been all right for most of them, but yeah, you can definitely turn down where it hits a bit. Cool.
So that should help.
Cool.
That's
I feel like that's where it's pretty much been.
Pretty good.
And it has a limiter on it, so we're good.
Bam. Okay. It does? The stream does?
Yeah.
Okay. So, I mean, should I just uncompress? Should I just go full, or you're saying just leave it?
Leave it how it is, yeah.
Welcome to Gladyougame. Here, listen to a bunch of...
I'm putting the intro on mine.
Ridiculous shit right there. What?
I said I'm putting the intro on mine.
You didn't even have an intro.
I said, welcome to Gladyougame, and then you were like, ow, my ears hurt.
I did not even hear you say that. I heard you just scream something loud. I did not hear any audio from it. Anyways, yeah, we're setting up a bunch of this stuff. Yeah, I mean, that's nailing red over and over again. But okay.
We should be good. I feel like that's how it's been.
Has it? Okay. I didn't know. Okay. Yeah. And it's not like we changed anything with the mics. So the only thing is what I'm saying is like I kind of turned that up a little bit. So I can turn that back down. See, that's better now.
Cool.
Yeah, so I just turned mine was a little higher than it was, I guess. All right. Anyway, sorry, there's a bunch of audio bullshit. We had to fix stuff with the computer, or I did, and because I moved a bunch of stuff around. But again, like you said, cleaner. So I feel bad for the people on the stream because there's about 7 minutes of just like dead air or potentially really loud air because
dead air,
there's going to be a repeat where I was trying to play the stream next to the mic.
I will fix it on YouTube. I don't know if I can fix it on Twitch. We'll see.
Yeah, basically you can just cut the first like 7 minutes and then that'll fix it.
But for the audio only listeners, hello, how are you doing?
Yeah,
today?
Sorry about that. Also, you do have a nice Hawaiian shirt on there, getting a little festive. It's getting warmer. Although I don't know if it holds a candle. I don't know if it has a candle in my fit. My fit is fire as fuck right now. There's like
nice. It looks like a streamer fit for sure.
Yeah, it's nice little like light pastel tie dye.
Does that say quantity over quality?
This is quality, not quantity.
Oh, not. All right.
It's from the Neff company, who's like incredibly famous brand.
Are they?
Which, they do all the gaming. They things with like Fortnite, Disney. They do all their big hoodies. Which I didn't know. So this is a little big. It's an XL. Normally I wear an L. But I was at my favorite Kohl's.
Oh.
And this thing is like $65. It was in clearance for like $17. And I was like,
hell yeah.
I was like, I actually kind of like it. And that's why I like Kohl's. Is like, whatever, I'm cheap, but like it's good to, and like I said, I wear large. But I mean, I was like, I'll just wash it a bunch. It'll shrink slightly because
that is a sponsor I could get behind 100%. Kohl's.
Oh yeah,
Kohl's trying to get in the stream world? Let us know.
They'll probably pay us in Kohl's cash. So if we don't use it in like a week, we're like fucked. They're like, oh well, that's it. Sorry guys, no Kohl's cash. Like, damn it, son of a bitch. I don't know how that would work, but I'm in
$400, but you only have until April 17th to.
Right. I'm gonna go check the Twitter, make sure the tweet came out precisely, and it looks like my phone's not loading. I was gonna say it did, but be preemptively. I was premature in saying that. Let's check. And did. We already got 2 likes, 2 wheat sheets on it. That's not me doing that for the record.
Damn. Okay.
All right.
Okay.
So hell yeah, we got some live people in the stream. So what's up? We've kind of corrected some of this stuff. So it's getting a cleaner setup. We're getting more professional by the day. It's also episode 49, meaning next week is episode 50. And I cannot think of a better week to hit 50 than the weekend Mortal Kombat movie comes out. When we've talked about it.
Yes.
So we're going to have a viewing party here to watch from the HBO Max in the home theater. And then we'll probably talk about it on the pod because that is an excellent episode 50. We have a new gaming movie coming out that's apparently going to be very attentive to the source material. So I'm really excited because I think it actually might be like when we're like, this is the best one.
Yeah.
Sonic probably holds that
If
title.
I read it correctly, I think Rotten Tomatoes already gave it a certified fresh.
Ooh, look at that. Love that.
I believe that is correct. That was one of my swipe pass type things, not deep dive. So I did not do the full research. But
so speaking of swiping, you're saying Rotten Tomatoes swiped right on Mortal Kombat. They're trying to fuck Mortal Kombat. Let's not give our viewers bullshit. We got a lot to talk about this week. But we'll double check the Rotten Tomatoes score on Mortal Kombat.
Also, the new Mortal Kombat song.
I should have tagged Mortal Kombat.
It is what the kids would call a bop.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, 64%.
Yeah,
so it is. Which anybody reading that's like, is that shit? That's actually pretty good,
especially for a movie like this.
Especially for a movie where it's a bunch of people go and just beat the shit out of each other.
Yeah,
that's actually a pretty great score. Granted, Godzilla vs. Kong got an 81, but they had 4 movies to work up to that. No, the previous ones were not that high.
Yeah, but did watch it, by the way. Pretty good, pretty damn good.
Yeah, it's awesome, and it uses all the budget to be like, we know what we are, and that's it. And it's great. As long as you accept it, go in there. For example, the new Zack Snyder's Justice League is a 71, so 64 is pretty good, and they didn't wait 4 years to re-edit it. So
there you go,
pretty okay. So I'm very excited for that. So we're going to do that. We'll talk more about Mortal Kombat next week and kind of go into maybe we'll play a little bit and then watch the movie and kind of rehash some of it.
I like that.
I think that'll be fun. But like I said, we got a good amount to talk about this week. One thing I did want to talk about first is some Chel, some NHL Gaming World Cup action. I did play. I'm in round 2. I did play. I got to play a couple more tonight to get up there. It is fucking difficult, mainly because out of principle, I will not pay more than what I did to get the game. Additionally, I bought the game for $60 or whatever, 9 months ago. It's not the only game I play, but I have a good enough team. My overalls and squad numbers are 89. My goalie is an 86. I did get an upgrade to an 88, but still. My top line is 85, 87, 88, or I have 191 that I got in a pack.
Okay.
But then the other ones are pretty much all 85 to 86. My third line D are all 83s. My first line D is 86, 86. So my point is pretty much all 80s, exception of one player. 1 or 2 players are 90s, but everybody else is pretty much slightly mid-high 80s, and the bottom lines are pretty much all low 80s.
So the guy you were playing, what's he looking like?
Well, that's what I'm getting at. So, and the goalie is the important part. The goalie is 86 for the first 3 matches. I played 4. The lowest person I played was their best line was all 95.
Oh,
so and their goalies are all 95. So and you can look at the roster.
Is there a certain point that you'll get to that you'll pay for extra players?
No, because I didn't pay last year, and I played it more, and my whole team, I had a 99 goaltender and all that. You just play it a lot. You'll get in-game currency, and then you can buy people at the auction house, and you just have to grind. It's just a grind. And I was doing that, but I was playing 3 to 4 times a week then. I haven't been doing that this year, so my team just is what it is. But I still have the skill from playing because I play it a lot over years. So that's the thing. Strategically, I am way better than all these people. The games always start off good. The problem is if they get a shot that's potentially an open shot, it will go in 99 out of 100 times. And it's so fucking frustrating because my goalie sucks. I did get him I did get an 88 goaltender, But I mean, it's not much better, but it's better than the 86.
Yeah.
I mean, the one game I lost like 15-3.
Ouch.
Because it was like it was 1-1 at the end of the first, and I was like, I'm in this. Then he took like 12 shots, 8 of the 12 went in. And I was like, what the fuck? And like there's nothing I can do. Every one of his players has a harder shot, more accurate shot, and they're faster. Even their bottom line is better than my top line. So I have to like strategically outplay. And it's like I'm doing it, but it's like at the same point, you can only do so much.
Yeah.
When the skills, it's like if a real NHL team played like a college team. Like those kids know how to play hockey. Their strategy might be good, but it's like you're playing people who are just more experienced, they're stronger, they're faster, because you just haven't gotten to that point yet. And it just is what it is.
Yeah.
So you're
That's
the
actually
farmer.
a good analogy because like college, like in general, like you have more energy. Some of those guys actually have more strength, but when it comes down to it at the end of the day, like experience kind of wins out.
Yeah. And like the annoying part, but in this game, like if I play, and this is kind of what I was thinking, like I know, and then further, so for the last one I did play, I just like kind of buckled down, and I basically had to play a perfect game. This guy had all 95s, and I did beat him. I beat him 5-2. So like I because once he started having to pull people a little faster. It was really 4-2, and then I got an empty net, but you know, he started getting more and more out of position when the clock was turning out. It's like, oh shit, this like lower. And you know how, you know what the people's are, because when they score, it tells you like the 3 assists, the 2 assists, and the goal.
Okay.
But also at the end, you can see
so
the
you
roster.
got to do like a little detective work as you're playing.
Yeah, if you want to know while you're playing, but you can also stop it and look at the roster.
Yeah.
In the intermissions to see what you're dealing with. But when they score, it also says that. So you kind of have like, and you know, like, oh, his third line's out, and it's like his third line's out. And they're all like, it's like 92, 93, 94. And it's like, my third line is like 83, 84, 83 or something. And I'm like, what the fuck? And it's like, so, and then really the goalie is what really matters, because the goalie's positioning is all controlled by like his stats.
Okay.
So like the higher the stats, the better positioning. So they're not going to be able to get these crazy angle stuff. I mean, even 99, like I said, I won the one game. The guy had like a 95 goaltender. You still get them out of position. You just have to be like on point, and it's so much harder to be on point and accurate with someone who's like not allowed to be that accurate. Like they get like an 80,
exactly like
they have like 86% accuracy, where I'm going against people with like 94%. And that those numbers, like they make a draft. They don't make a draft team when it's like one player on the ice, but with the entire team is that, and the aggregate number, the aggregate sum,
just all your passes are getting where you want to, all your shots are hitting like, that sweet spot.
But it's still fun. But the annoying part is, like, I know because of how much I've been in the games and how they're scoring their goals. I'm like, if we had the same roster, I would fucking destroy these people. Like, it wouldn't be like it's 2-1. Like, I would be winning 8-0 probably if I had these. And it's like I know I can outplay, but I'm not going to do what they did, which is either play a shitload and get it, which is that I respect. Fine, you grind it, you grind it. But pay to play, I get it because you don't have the time, you have the money. But like, I also, especially when it comes to tournaments, I don't like that. That's a part, like your take, because this is 100,000 real life. Now I know I'm not saying I'm like in the top, like I'm not even in the top 100. Like right now I'm in 1,500, I think, out of like 10,000 people.
Yeah,
which is still pretty good for a roster that's not there. And I think I could probably be in the top 500 if I had a real roster, because I was ranked like that high once, like when I was playing a lot.
All right.
And while the first night I was actually like 80. But that was like the night the game came out. And like I just played a bunch. So I was like, oh, look at that. But I'm confident if I had the same roster, I could definitely be in the top 500.
So you actually, do you lose your roster, or is it like different?
No,
seasons?
That's the thing. That's what I was getting at. So you use your hockey ultimate team roster, which I kind of don't like. I wish they gave everybody like, oh, once you're in the the Gaming World Championship, they're like, here's everybody's roster, or here's 50 players, you can pick and put them wherever you want, but everybody has the same 50 players that they draft, and they're all the same stats. So then it's really, it's not stats versus stats, it is strategy versus strategy.
Yep.
But because if I'm on an even playing field with these guys, like that's like, let's see who's actually better, because we go head to head with the same exact talent. Then the only difference in who's winning is my brain versus your brain. Yeah. And it's when I'm doing that, and that's the strategy. That's what I want to play. But then I also get, like, in real life, there are teams that are just better. Like the Kansas City Chiefs just whip everybody's ass. Like like this year, the Colorado Avalanche, the Capitals, like these teams are very fucking good, right? Toronto Maple Leafs, they're doing excellent. They're better than like the Buffalo Sabres. So it's like, I know there's teams in real life that's like you're head to head. Like, so if they're trying to do it that way, I get it. But it's like for the championship, I feel like because you do control it, because it is a game and it's not real life, the talent it should not be a factor. It should be the strategy. It's like should be how well you can play the game, not I have better players, I win, which is what it is.
Yep.
And now, granted, if I paid to play, I would probably have a similar like a lot of these people have similar teams. They're not the same players, but they have similar overall stats, and they're not giving them to. It's because like that's kind of what you need to kind of compete.
Yeah.
So maybe they're just like it will just wash out everybody, but it's like I feel like you're losing players who potentially can't afford it or don't have the time, but they could maybe beat the shit out of these people who aren't.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying like the top 100 people, like those guys are like dead. They are you don't get there just because you paid. Like paying will open the door, but you stay in the room because you can fucking play.
Yeah.
But there's definitely people that pay and they're just in the top 1,000 because they just have numbers that on average will win out because of it. You literally control the accuracy, the power, the speed.
Yeah.
I mean, like when you control those numbers, like it's obviously like it's going to tip.
Yeah.
Right.
The worst part is that once it gets to like the final 16 or 32 or whatever, like when they start.
Well, that I think those people
it,
know how to play. I would say at that point for sure.
Well, that's the thing is that like by the time it's starting to be streamed, it's going to be people that have either invested the money or time to have like 99s across the board.
Right.
And I doubt you're going to see much outside of that.
Yeah. There's not going to be much parity in like their overall numbers. Yeah.
Yeah. So by the time it matters, it's already going to be thinned out. And they're not going to invest the money, like invest the money, but they're not going to level the playing field if they don't have a reason to. Like,
but that's my point. It's like there could be
people are like, fuck this,
right? But there could be a lot of people who aren't in that 32 that would be if they have that team.
Absolutely,
that could be like, dude, these guys suck compared to me. And like, I'm not saying when I'm saying that, I'm saying like as a third party, not me.
Yeah.
Like I don't think I would get there even with that team.
Yeah,
I think I could compete, but I still wouldn't be there. But like, maybe if I tried my ass off, I can get into 64. But
it's like survivor bias.
That's like a big maybe. But there's people that probably get out in the 2000 range, but it's because they just don't have the time.
Yeah.
Or if they gave him the same team, it's like that guy could maybe win the fucking. It's like there are like those outliers definitely, especially in gaming, they definitely exist. And that's kind of why it's like, I don't like, I feel like it's kind of almost like gatekeeping the tournaments a little way because you're not letting everybody really play. And I get that, like, again, in real life, there's teams, there's contracts, there's our teams that are just fucking better, plain and simple. But you know, you control the numbers in the game. And as much as you want to make it as real life as possible, which is great, I think they just need to make a pool, be like, here's the 100 players, and people can choose their players so they can make a different team. But everybody's just the same numbers. Or when you go in, it just makes everybody a flat number. Because then it's like, I just want the strategy to be better. Because you can say, well, you got to make tone your strategy. It's like, that's true. But when it's such a disparity, when you're talking like a 10 to 15 point overall disparity, like across the board, I mean, it's fucking difficult. So, yeah. And then the fact that like, there are like, for example, like me, like I'm in the 1500 right now out of like 10,000.
Okay.
I think is what it is. I have to check. That's pretty good when I'm like 10. I'm like 10 aggregate below everybody else.
Yeah.
So it's like, that's why I'm confident. Like I probably could get better than that. I know I would be in the top 1,000, but I think I could hit 500.
Yeah.
I just won't spend the money. And it's just like, you know, it is what it is. And everybody's saying, well, you spend money to get packs, which are mystery packs, so you may or may not get people. You can also spend money to just buy coins in the game, like game currency.
Gotcha.
And just go to the auction market and buy whoever the fuck you want, because every player is there. So I want this 99 goaltender, and someone's selling him for 150,000 coins. Well,
is it a real sale or is it like a digital sale?
It's a digital sale, like in the game. So like,
is it coming from another player that doesn't want them anymore?
Yeah.
Okay. It's not.
There are people who just do that. Who just
interesting.
Just they just grind packs to sell, because then you get a fuckload of money.
Yeah. That's always really cool to have a.
Yeah, it's the auction house. It's a full auction
in a game that's
Oh yeah, they've been doing it for a while. Madden does the same thing, FIFA, and it's great. And it's pretty much how I get my better players, and not because like I really want Claude Giroux. I basically just do the filter. I'm like, I need at least an 87 or above. I have $45,000 to kind of spend. Who can I get? And sometimes people just like, do you want to get rid of them? So you'll see them pop up, and you just do buy now, or you can do the auction, and it's like a 20-hour bid. But then people are like fucking with it. Then there's also just buy now where you can just get it and skip the auction part.
That's super smart from the company's perspective too,
because then people just pay more
so
real
many
life money.
Third-party markets.
Yeah.
Like you have people that grind and get like their World of Warcraft or whatever characters up to a certain level.
Right. They're like, pay me to get to level 90.
Yeah.
Or whatever.
And then they'll sell them somewhere outside of there. But the developers never see that money, or distributors. But if you have it so that you're paying in game with coins that you buy from.
Right. You have to get the digital currency to do that. So like, you know, these 12-year-olds or whatever, they're like, oh, I really want this team and stuff. Like they're going to take their parents' credit, or their parents will be like, all right, I'll buy you. And like,
so even if they did want to level the playing field, it's a smarter strategy for them money wise to show all these people with 99s on their team,
because then it makes you be like, well, if you want to get there, you got to spend the money or spend the time, because you basically spend the time to get money in the game, or you can just use your real life money to get money in the game. That's really what it comes down to. And you can do, I mean, obviously do that. And like, so let's say you have a goalie that's 99, it's like 150,000 to 500,000 in the game. I mean, it goes all over the place, but whatever. But it's like, oh, you want $200,000. Well, for 100, it's like 100 real life dollars for like 100,000 fake dollar or whatever. So then you do that, and now all of a sudden you're spending all this additional funds, and it's like, it is what it is. So that's, but it makes sense for them. They make a fuckload of money off of it, but it's also a bitch and kind of gatekeeps like the tournaments. Like I get why that do that in the normal online play, but for the tournaments, it's like,
there should be a little bit of a leveler.
Like when there's real life money in play, it's like, well, that guy's only in this top 64 because he spent the money. And then it's like, I guess you could say, well, put the investment in if you really think you're that good. But yeah, I mean, so it's, I mean, I see both sides of it, and I get the real life thing, but that's just my thing. But yeah, so it's going all right. I don't know if I'll get to round 3. It ends tonight, so I'll find out.
Oh shit! All right.
So this is the last I got to play after this. I doubt I will. But if I get it, I'll keep trying. I'm not going to get much further. I'm in round 2. Cool. Yeah. I don't think I'm going to get much further than that. But again, we'll see. And I'll try to. Just want to give that NHL GWC update. And also just kind of was a good talk about Game World thing. I do like what they're doing. I think it's cool.
Yeah.
And it kind of gets you more involved.
And the fact that we're like seeing it advertised during real TV is cool too.
Yeah. And people like think, like, I know it's just a game, but it is incredibly, they've gotten to the point where and like FIFA matters, it's incredibly realistic. Like they're very well done on the physics of this, where it's like you're not getting some crazy shit. I have had issues with their server, or their server lags, because I'm doing like a speed test on mine and they're getting 700 megabytes. I'm like, it's definitely not my internet. But I've noticed, because I think a lot of people are playing on there, so it might be that. But it's an interesting way to get people involved and stuff. But
there is something too about the physics of hockey that I feel like it lends itself to video games and programming, that you're working on a lot of lines and curves and tangential type stuff. So like it's not easy, but it's a little easier to make it look realistic than it is like football, where if you're floating in like a basketball or football game where your foot actually moves during the animation, it looks a little janky. But if it does it on ice, you're like, well, you're on ice. If you're floating a little bit,
you can just be like, oh, it's part of. But the problem is, like with hockey, a lot of part of it is the puck hits the skate, goes in the net, hits the skate, goes also. So it has to be, I would say, even more accurate because of
it has to be very detailed.
Yeah. And so like they're hit boxes, as you would call them in like an FPS game, but really just the box of like where an object is. It has to be so precise, because like, I mean, I've literally seen it where it like goes under the thing but doesn't hit the blade.
Yep.
And it's just like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
And then, I mean, they're don't get me wrong, there are some things that are glitches. I was like, did that fucking, but you know, it's gonna happen in the game. It is what it is.
The sticks and the skates, do you think they're 2D hitboxes, or are they still 3D?
I would say they're 3D.
All right.
Boxes. Yeah. I think because of what you can do with them, and so I think they have to make them like full, like fleshed objects.
Word.
But yeah, it's definitely. I mean, Yeah, they do a great job on. They definitely spend the least amount of time on Chel compared to FIFA. FIFA and Madden, everybody knows, are the big hitters, right? And then probably NBA and then NHL. But I am hoping because of like the NHL GWC, like you said, you're seeing it like watching a real life hockey game. There's commercials for this tournament. It's not like, and I don't think that was last year they did that. So like this year, it seems like there's a heavy. I mean, it's like even if you don't watch it, like it's on the commercial. So it's like I think they're trying to push more people into it to expand it because their budget just. I would love them to put the same budget they do in Madden and Chel because there is a couple of things that it's like that's been broken for like 4 fucking iterations, but it's like. But it's also the one that I think is curated the best.
Yeah.
I think Madden, they just reskin, like we talked about. FIFA, they probably just reskin. But this, because it's like a smaller team and a lower budget, they do kind of reskin it. But some of the other stuff is like there's so much more attention to detail. They have like hockey threes where you can play the mascots play on outdoor rinks. Then you have the whole Olympic ice where you do that. Then you have every fucking division in hockey. And there's like 13 divisions and you can play as that all the countries. So there's a lot of cool modes that are outside of just the one. That's kind of like, it makes it, I think they take more care in that. I think the people making it, I think it's just like, it's more curated. Not that people don't care about football. I think obviously there's more money in football and soccer, but I think because of that, they're trying to make sure they deliver quality on a smaller budget.
There you go.
So I think they're trying to, it's like when you make the India movie and you have the small budget, you're hyper focused on the little details because you can only control those tiny things.
Yeah.
And it's very rare that they do the same level of hyper focus on a big budget. The exceptions would be like, I would say Marvel is like hyper focused on fucking everything. And obviously those are massive budgets.
Yeah.
But there's other big budget movies where it's just like, just kind of throwing shit around. So
yeah,
everything just kind of matters. So I just think, and indie movies is like, they only have the budget, so anything they put there is like meant to be there because it had to be there.
Yes, I see what you're saying. Yes,
so I just think they're doing that. Not that it's like an indie budget, but I would say it's the closest equivalent you're going to see in like a gaming from a AAA developer.
Yeah, it's a modest budget.
But yeah, so either way, it does go well. Get my ass kicked. I definitely scream like, "Oh, it's bullshit." I'm like, man, maybe it is. Like that thing you sent, like 99% of my deaths in games are the fucking glitch or lucky, and then 1% is like, no, that was right. And it's like 99% of goals are like fucking lucky bullshit. 1% like, man,
Yep.
So I'll stick with that. But anyway, that was my quick update on that. That was like a half hour long. that was the quick update of it. Trust me. But we also talked about a little Mortal Kombat too, so it wasn't just that. But anyways, let's get into some other topics. We got PS5. So PS5 has a major update, basically allowing external drives. It's good and bad.
What was bad about that?
Because it confused a lot of people. So you can add an external drive to store games on, so you don't have to download them from the cloud, but you can't play them from that drive. You have to then put them back onto the PS5, internal hard drive to play them, because the games require the SSD speed, and right now they only still require that.
I thought they had an external PS5 hard drive.
There's an internal PS5 expansion drive that you can do, an M2 hard drive, but it's not. But that's the confusion.
Now I see the confusion.
Yeah, but that's also the confusing part because that's not turned on yet. It doesn't work yet. So it's built into the hardware. The software to support it is not there yet because they don't have the sale. They don't have the object done yet to expand the M2 drive that you can put in there.
Wow.
So basically, the next update is going to be the internal storage expansion.
Yeah.
So you can give it like another terabyte of storage or whatever, and it will have the same SSD speed as the internal one, and it will be another internal drive, but it will have the same speed. That's because all the games rely on the speed. Because we talk about this a lot about the design of PS5. It is like this. It's like basically the size of the pipe that you're getting in there. It's like so much shit can fit in, as opposed to throwing a bunch of stuff in faster, like with the better graphics card that Xbox has. So it's kind of like you need to require that though. And if they use a smaller hard drive that doesn't have as good as IO input output, it will choke and like the games won't load. So that's why they can't use the external until they get one that they can properly process enough speed through, which I don't think they're going to even do with USB 3. So that's what confused a lot of people. They're like, cool, expansion. I can just plug this in, play my games. It's like, you can't, because that USB is not providing enough speed. That hard drive, that expanded hard drive is not, and we're not able to control it.
Yeah. So there's really very few times that it would actually be beneficial to have that.
It would just be like if you wanted to play those games, but you don't have internet. And that way you can install them on.
Yep. Or if you wanted to save them, like maybe they won't be on the store in the future or something like that.
Right. If you're worried about
then, that's a long shot.
Yeah, I think that's happened. I can only think of one game that's ever happened to, and that's PT. But which is a demo.
There was another one that like
Cyberpunk got pulled from the store, but it never got taken off the store.
No, there was one a while back. I saw a video on it, and the only reason it was talked about is because it's one of the only games that you play from a second person vantage point.
Yeah.
So you are like in a coma, and you can basically like, that's the backstory, is that your person like has this game playing inside his head, and you're not sure if it's real life or whatever, but you can hop from car to car. And as you start like losing your mind or whatever, it like glitches so that you're in like another car, but you're still controlling the car behind you. So you're driving
the car behind you,
the car that's chasing you. So it's a chase scene, like almost in reverse. It's very like Tenet kind of feel to it, but it's one of the only examples in gaming as someone playing from a second person.
Yeah, I mean, well, that's just hard to do and confusing to a lot of the users.
Exactly, yeah.
Like first and third person makes sense. Second person is like that. As soon as you said that, I was like, that just fucking sounds annoying as shit to me.
Exactly.
It's cool from an artistic perspective, but also a pain in the ass outside of that. Oh, that's crazy. But yeah, I mean, yeah. So those situations, which is like never essentially. So, yeah. So that's why I was saying it's confusing to people, because everybody's like, oh, PS4, we could do this. But yeah, now this also isn't new information. Sony has been like very upfront about this since the beginning. People just didn't listen. So, and for the record, Xbox is the same way. They have an expansion hard drive.
Once you say it, it makes sense.
Yeah.
It's like you're putting all this work into like making sure that the connection between the hard drive and the processor is as absolute fast as it can be.
Right.
And obviously you're not going to like squeeze that through like your run of the mill USB 3.
Right. And maybe they will be an update to expanded hard. They're going to have this speed. It's just that it's not there right now. So it is what it is.
Yeah.
So you just get the internal hard drive. But again, that's the other annoying thing, is that that's not turned on yet, right? Because that doesn't work. So even if you somehow got the M2 hard drive, the internal one, you couldn't, if you put it in, nothing would happen because it's just not supported yet.
Okay.
So that's the one that's going to matter. Be like, yes, the PS5 update. So this is their big update saying we support expanded storage, but it's literally supporting expanded storage. It's like the U-Haul that you hitch to the back that's not even connected to the car. That's it. And it's just kind of like, well, what's that doing? It's like, well, how do I put stuff in there? Or you got to stop the car, go out, walk behind, open the gate, put it in, as opposed to stop and you can just go right through the cab.
Yeah.
So
like that analogy. Good little analogy.
Yeah, thanks. Well, I do what I can. Yeah, so that's the confused part, but it is I mean, it means they're moving towards it. I think it's still going to probably be 6 months till we see the internal one, and then once you do, it's like, yeah, I will say that as a chokehold on PS5 to me right now, because I constantly have to delete games off my PS5. Granted, they're storing in the cloud and it downloads so fucking fast, it's not a problem, because the network card in it, like the network card in PS4, you could get like maybe 40 to 50 megabytes per second, like max. Like even if your house is doing like a gig, you're getting like 50. I did mine the other day and I was getting 500. So it's like, it's awesome. It does support it is actually a good network card, which is incredibly important. Now, granted, if you hardwire, it'd be different, but I don't even know who the fuck hardwires anymore. Yeah. Like I don't. Just
what's that mean? You're downloading a 50 gig game in
which one?
I mean, the hardware part. Like if you're getting 500 megabytes a second.
If I get 500 megabytes a second, it's
like a couple
500 megabytes times 60. It's just kind of move the zero. It's you could download a 50 gig game and you're talking about probably like 5 to 10 minutes, something like that. Yeah. I mean,
which is insane. Like I remember getting a game and I had the physical copy, but just the update. I had to wait.
It's pretty much, think of it. Yeah. So it's 30 gigs a minute, because 500 megabytes a second, it's about 1,000 meg, a little more than 1,000 meg. It's 1024 megabytes is a gig. So just think every two. So so it's a gig every 2 seconds. So that'd be 30 gigs a minute.
Yeah.
So 2 minutes you would download a 50 gig game, which is a little less than 2 minutes. Yeah. I mean, that's if you have internet that's doing that.
Absolutely. But yeah, just the fact that like I don't know if it was Verizon or something like that, but like I was so excited to play a game, and it was like the first
10 hours.
new game that I bought in a while, and like didn't have anything else going on. I was specifically doing it to play this game, and then it was like this update's going to take 2 hours. And I was like, no.
Yeah, that's the one thing I have noticed when it's like updates and stuff like that. I'm like, fuck. And it's like a 15, like Call of Duty's notorious, right? That's like a 170 gig game and their updates are like 20. But you see that, I'm like, oh, whatever. So like 40 seconds.
Yeah.
Like, but that's because it's good internet. But even if I had that same internet with the PS4, it wouldn't be able to do it because the network card would limit it to like 50.
Yeah.
So now it's kind of like, oh no, we can like handle that. And it's like fucking glorious. Like, thank you.
GTA 5 was the worst.
Yeah.
I feel like you needed to download
that was
more than the disc even had.
Yeah, it was like the disc. Well, everything, even since PS4, nothing was really on the disc. It was just like the disc had the installer piece. Then you would have to still ping the server to get the update.
That's crazy.
The disc is pretty much just used to make sure you purchased it if it was a physical object. That's pretty much all it's used for. It's like you used to have the CD-ROMs with the barcode thing that you have to do the key.
Yep.
It's like basically the physical disc is like, oh, that's his CD key. It works.
Yeah. So it's almost like, reverse of what it used to be.
Yeah.
That you had to use the key to get what was on the disc. Now you have to use the disc to get what's on the rest of the server.
Right. Exactly. It's fucking wild. But it's times we live in.
Yes, it is.
But yeah, so that's the PS5 thing. PS5 also officially broke the which we kind of mentioned this before, but it just did it again. It is now the fastest selling console in US history. So we mentioned a couple months ago it was on track to be per unit sales. It was like per unit. It was, now it just is flat out in unit and dollar sales. So it was in units before, but now it's in dollar sales as well.
That's crazy.
Yeah. This is from Matt Piscatella, who runs the MPD group and stuff like that. And we know, the MPDs,
which are like, I got some pain in the ass questions coming up.
Oh yeah, we do got some MPDs this week, but also like, if anybody's like, really, is that true? If it's coming from MPD, their life is just monetizing the data that they aggregate from this shit, and they do it like, they have all the data. It's crazy, and they don't just do games; they do actually do like pretty much a lot of shit. But Miss Catella is always talking about the game part. But yeah, so pretty cool stuff for them. So still selling well. The other big update, which I guess is kind of big if people know, is there's 2 updates about Lord of the Rings this week. The first season of Lord of the Rings on Amazon is going to cost like about 10 million shy of 500 million. So $500 million for season 1 of that Lord of the Rings thing. And you might be like, Justin, why are you talking about a TV show? Well, also this week they announced they're canceling the Lord of the Rings video game, the MMORPG they've been developing. And I'm like, is it because you just gave all the budget to the TV show? Because it sounds like that might be it. Because $500 million is like, that's a big budget for a movie. That's both.
The fact that we've just been like saying for the past year, like how much this whole industry is shifting toward video games and like how many people are getting behind those things. And for a company that's like that forward thinking to put more money into the streaming thing than the video game,
right?
It's just interesting.
Yeah, it's also a legal issue too. So that when they like they had an agreement with Tencent, which like you might remember when we did like those, like Tencent was like owns like all these other fucking gaming companies. Just like, so they had the co-development and co-cooperation agreement with Amazon. They also couldn't secure terms to proceed with this title at this time. So it is a legal thing, but like, couldn't you not secure terms because of the budgetary reasons? And like, it's like maybe it is, maybe it's not. I'm just saying it's weird they both came out in the same week with this information. Like both about Lord of the Rings.
Yeah.
Now it could just be coincident, could be like whatever planned, but just saying that seems odd to me. So that there was going to be a Lord of the Rings MMORPG. Although I will say Amazon has been canceling a ton of their games because we just talked about their other game got canceled, the other month too. So it's like we still haven't really seen these Amazon games come out. Like Crucible, I think got canceled.
Okay.
And then we know there's another MMO game, not even worth mentioning because I can't remember it. And they also cancel it. So they keep being like, we want to be this game developer company, but they keep they keep like getting to the end and then canceling, and it's like, what, or not even getting to the end. But they had a couple that did, and it's kind of like,
what does it look like from a developer standpoint too? Like,
I would be
just
very
working on
insecure at my job if I worked at Amazon Game Studios, because I'd be, I think they also own, Amazon Game Studios. I would be, I mean, if you listen to this, maybe you're not, and that's fine. You can correct me. I'm just saying, I would, if every fucking project is getting canceled, and it's like, dude, why am I spending 3 years on this? Because you also want to use it as like, maybe I want to go into work at another game company. It's like, all right, cool. Well, I developed
anything to show for.
I developed the Lord of the Rings MMORPG. You're like, what Lord of the Rings MMORPG?
Yeah.
I developed Crucible. We can't download it anymore. It's like, all right, I'll put it on a flash drive. Like, it's just like,
here's a playable demo that I had to take without asking. And
it's like, you know, like film people want their reels. Like you have your gaming reel, and normally for software developers and stuff, engineers, you put it up on GitHub and they can download the code. Obviously, you don't own the code for the video game, so you can't put this source code on GitHub, or else you get sued by a motherfucker by Amazon. So it's like, but they probably don't even host these games anymore. So it's kind of like a bitch. It's kind of like, how do I show this off? It's like, well, here's the trailer, but like, how can I play it? It's like,
or some playable
you might have
footage.
to get like approved demos or some shit. So I don't know. Maybe they're canceling all this because they have a bunch of other stuff in the pipe that we don't know about yet. It's like, okay, fine, but like, I don't know. It just, I would be uneasy. Like, it would just make me feel like, are you guys just going to cancel the whole, like, gaming wasn't for us? Because it feels like that's what it's moving towards. But I think Amazon just wants to have its fingers in a lot of pots, because gaming is such a massive market. It is the massive market.
Speaking of reels, I was doing a deep dive into like all my old stuff and saw Penitence.
Oh yeah. My old
one of the two film school things that Justin and I worked on. I also found
that was my final.
Yep.
Yeah.
I also found Past the Map. I don't know if you remember that one. You acted in it.
Was that the one I smoked a bunch of cigarettes in the car?
Oh no. So there was another one. Yeah.
The detective? Or
no.
like
I forget what that was called.
Oh, Past the Map. Was that the one I got thrown into a fridge?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. And like we broke the wall.
Sorry. That was pretty dark even for film school. Like,
I don't remember anything about it. I remember there was a basement with like a murder or something.
Yeah. So you
it's like we're reminiscing.
Not to go on a tangent, but and I'm trying to remember if I had any hand in writing this. I kind of hope not.
Was it Basil's, right?
No. Absolutely not.
Oh, okay.
I
thought he was there filming it when we did I filmed in that guy's house.
I don't know if he was.
Either way, whatever.
Because Brad Eichert was. Sure. I don't know if you remember him from outside.
No,
but
yes,
the whole like thing of the story is that you like have
amnesia, zombie, reimagined zombie or something. It was like reimagined or something, reanimated.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You go like back to the house because you have amnesia, and then you go down in the basement and you remember that you killed your dad because he was beating your mom.
Oh yeah,
and then you go back upstairs and then you remember that your mom found out and she was going to call the police. So then you killed her.
Yeah.
And I'm like, holy shit, this was
dark. I don't remember that script at all. Like, I don't remember that. I just remember being in that house, fridge, and there murder in the basement. And then I remember the other one I smoked like a billion cigarettes, and it was like a noir detective.
Yeah, you were like a PI, and we had like you Carissa, smoking right? Like every
and the Penitence, I obviously remember because I wrote that was my final.
Yeah,
that's actually on my other system. That the final product is that.
That was to play the shrink and slick my hair back and look real weird.
Yeah, yep. And then I made the name Michael Hayden, which just happened to be your friend's best name too, which is like so cool. Who also listens to this and made the theme for the trivia theme. Like, I mean, I was like Michael Hayden Hatchton, and Sage was like, "Did you do that on purpose?"
You had to have seen it somewhere.
And I was like, "No," because originally I said Hatchton, and then I was like Hatchton Hayden, and you're like Hayden, but like, did you? That's a person. And I was like, "What do you mean?" And you're like, "That's like my friend." Like, and I was like, "What?" And then I just was like, "All right, we'll keep that then." But yeah, it was just such a weird. It was just a weird thing, but yeah. It was a great thing. But film school aside, yeah, that was good. And then that's when I was like double majoring with film and software, and then I kind of dropped that off.
Yep.
To go with the other passion. But yeah, that was fun. We'll have to get some of those, put them on the Gladyougame YouTube channel. Maybe we'll do a limited release of that or something.
That'll
like that.
Be the Oscar night.
Yeah. Oh God. But you're raising that too, actually. So it would make sense.
Yeah. That would be
I
great.
was thinking actually, if you see the YouTube thing, I was talking about my sweet ass fit for the record. It does look great, and it looks great with the pink hat. That's why I was like, I'll do the whole thing, the black pants.
That's
because the pastel.
Anytime you match your hat with your sweater, there's
the pastel pink
YouTube
just kind of mats. It's I mean, it just looks like I'm very much in the industry we're in right now.
Oh, yeah.
I was thinking we do this, except the Gladyougame logo on it with the same kind of like light pastel tie dye in that, and we get like merch things like that. Just a limited release of like a few items.
I don't hate it.
That's about.
I don't hate it.
Yeah, so we'll talk about that after. But yeah, that's a nice little tidbit. I mean, we go off on tangents, but fuck it, whatever. That's what happens. Anyways, I would be scared if I was a developer at Amazon Game Studios, but I don't fucking know. Lord of the Rings game is canceled. And let's get on to the next part. Also, the big thing for me this week was the Resident Evil showcase was on Thursday.
Oh, how was that?
Fucking awesome. We got a new trailer for Resident Evil Village. Looks amazing. I think it comes out May 7th. Oh, I'm 99% sure.
Because they had like a 4K tour of the something.
Well, there's
like the environments or whatever.
They did a bunch of shit. Yeah, May 7th. Okay. I definitely got that. It's May 7th. They also dropped their new gameplay demo comes out in May, but it also comes out early on PlayStation. Oh. But the fucking annoying part is it's open for like 6 hours every time. So like it turned on last night actually, from 5 p.m. to 4 a.m. and then it turns on next weekend, Saturday to Sunday, 5 p.m. to 4 a.m. EST, East Coast time. So I didn't get to play it because I was like, what the fuck? And I just ended up doing something else. And then I forgot and I tried to play this morning and it was like, nope, time's up. And I'm like, God damn it. So I'll definitely play it next weekend. But I already played the game. So I was like, I'm already in either way. So that looked great. They also announced that Mercenaries back, which is like their co-op online thing that was in Resident Evil 4 and 5. That was pretty cool. It's the exterior to the game itself, Mercenaries mode. But the one thing, so all of this stuff, I was like, yeah, that makes sense. But the one thing that surprised me was they announced Resident Evil 4 VR, and they said Resident Evil 4 VR is launching on Oculus Quest 2.
Whoa.
Yeah. So that's what really surprised me. I was looking for like the it launching on like PlayStation VR and stuff like that. But they were like, it'll launch on Oculus Quest 2. It's not saying if it's going to support the original Oculus or whatever. They just specifically mentioned Oculus Quest 2, but they didn't mention like other VRs. Like I'm assuming it'll come to PlayStation VR, but maybe not initially. But yeah, so it's going to be VR, Resident Evil 4 VR, Oculus Quest 2, which is interesting because it's not a first-person game; it's third-person. Resident Evil 7 VR is on PlayStation VR, and that's first person.
They're gonna have to adapt it. I can't imagine there's gonna be some weird third person.
Yeah, I mean, it sounds. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. You're gonna find out on April 21st. So in like 3 days, we're gonna find out more information about this, specifically because there's some collaboration with the Oculus, and they're gonna have Oculus and Facebook. It will reveal more about this game on April 21st when Facebook is holding its own VR showcase for Oculus Quest 2. So that's this Thursday.
Did you know?
Thursday? It's Wednesday or Thursday.
I don't keep track of dates and all that. But
who believes in dates? Fuck.
I just for the first time saw this stuff for Age of Empires 4. Is it?
Are you talking about the latest one or just one of them?
The latest one. I believe it's coming out soon, or it just came out, and I'm like you're behind as always. Maybe I've been specifically started to advertise old games because they know how far behind I am.
Age of Empire 4 is still in progress and it's coming out this year.
So I saw like gameplay. the gameplay trailer, and it looks dope. It's just like one of those things that.
Did you play the originals, like the other 3 or any?
2 a lot. I played
two,
a lot.
2's
of
a classic. 2's a classic.
3 I tried to play. Anytime I got on the water, it just like tanked my computer. Whatever simulations or animations were going on with like a water battle, it immediately just slowed it to a crawl. It was like a frame every 2 seconds.
It's like we can't do this.
Yep.
Yeah, it's been in development since 2016, but so it's still on track for this year, but that's all they have listed is 2021. Yeah. So it's not even like a date. It just, which means could slide.
Yeah, it looks cool, and it looks like they've expanded.
They said it's playable right now.
Like it's a lot of
They said it's in a playable state, so hopefully it's this year.
That's awesome then. Yeah, but they had like Mongol versus Chinese. They had like Turks. Like it was all over the place.
Yeah.
Like they
this is their biggest
scope a little bit.
I would say this is the biggest one they've done. Like even like 3 and stuff like that. Like this seems like they've like really wanted to reinvent the whole game.
I actually I think it was 8th or 9th grade. I convinced my teacher to let me do my project via Age of Empires.
Oh, nice. Like a history project?
Yeah.
Oh,
so
cool.
I like made
Harkin?
I made the Nile, and I showed like where different resources were heavy in different countries, and like
that's fucking cool.
Showed that like Egypt was able to build this stuff up because these like areas didn't have it, and like how they were able to put up like trade through
I like that.
Is it the Red Sea? What's the Mediterranean Sea?
Yeah, Mediterranean Sea.
Yeah. I was like, I feel like it's not. Yeah,
the one with a shitload of salt in it.
Yeah,
that's the Dead Sea.
But like set up like all like the European traders on the other
side.
Like
the Black Sea. I don't fuck it. I'm not a big. I'm geography and me.
I'm pretty sure it's Mediterranean's the one tucked in between Europe and
Africa. I think so. Yeah. Again, I'm not a big geography guy. Like world geography, continental U.S. I'd be fine, but like outside of that, just like maybe.
Yep.
But yeah, that's cool, man.
I learned a lot about the Suez. I was like, oh, that's where it is.
There you go. Well, I mean, if you're doing that in the game, I think now, because we can kind of bounce to, I want to say trivia, although I did notice Sage's epic D&D fail. So if you want to talk about
so
that,
I've been playing this game for like 3 or 4 years now, and
the same campaign.
Nice. My dude is like, his backstory is that he has this dragon that he fought back in the day and like wasn't able to get it. So we've been working kind of toward this, and they finally incorporated, my buddy Dan finally incorporated the dragon.
Nice.
Like that we're hunting again. And like I have this climbing potion from like way back that I got. There was an immovable rod that I rolled to get built into this harpoon, and I had to find like a blacksmith in the town to like get it together. So we like finally get into this thing's cave. It ambushed us from behind. I'm running on the wall because I drank the potion. Jump off, make a check, like an athletics check to attack it. Hit that, and then it's like, all right, roll your attack with advantage. Double ones.
Oh my god.
1 in 400 chance, like the worst possible.
Oh my god. These are D20s?
Yes.
Oh my god. That's so fucking bad. And after everything you waited for.
Yeah.
And you were at it, so did you die or whatever?
I didn't die, but like the harpoon thing that I made like is stuck in the wall forever. It like bent over on itself, and then the dragon attacked me right after. And we like emerged victorious, but my pride was definitely.
Damn, that sucks.
It was
that's bad. Fucking hilarious. Oh man. This is the first time I think I've ever yawned on this podcast.
I think 50. So.
Also,
I was about to say, you have a little tube there.
I do. Before I do that, only the YouTube people will be able to see this, but it's a retro game controller poster, but it's actually not super retro because it actually goes all the way up to 2021.
Oh.
If I can get this fucking thing off.
I'll do a play-by-play.
Oh, I guess we could get
large cardboard.
We could put it on like the Instagram.
Justin pulls on
the
little tab.
There we go. It's coming.
He's getting it. It's coming. Oh, popped off with a nice little auditory.
We had to get the edge in. All right.
He slowly slips out the poster.
Where's the open side? There we go. I got to get a frame for it, so I got to be careful. This is like an awkward.
Over.
You're just looking at the. You're looking at the video.
Doing a little ASMR.
Yeah. All right. So, it's gone forever now. All right. So yeah, it's called the Evolution of Video Game Controller, and has all of them from Atari Pong console, and has the year, so like 1975. So I'll show it to this screen here. You kind of see like a couple of them there, but it all goes all the way to the 2020 with the PlayStation 5 DualSense.
Hell yeah!
So I thought it was kind of cool.
That's really cool.
And I saw it online, and it was like cheap, and I was like, oh dude, I could frame that and put that in the studio, and this like really fills in. I like it how it has the Microsoft's fat Xbox controller, because that's what everybody called it. So it's got that. Even has a Microsoft Kinect. People forget. But yeah, so it's pretty cool. It's got a lot in there. I'm sure there's some controllers that are missed in there because it is a poster. I mean,
I'm not seeing the Oculus on there. So
yeah, I think this is all console controllers.
I guess that is the thing VR. That like you use the PlayStation. What is it? The Move?
Yeah, that's on here.
Yeah. So you use it for VR, but it's not necessarily a VR.
It wasn't
controller.
built for VR. Yeah. It was built like the Kinect was, where it was supposed to be like just another way to have motion, just like the Wii, like the Wii nunchucks. Like they're not for VR.
Yeah,
it's the same thing. It's just more for like the gyroscope shit. So yeah, I just thought it looked cool, and it was like good price, and I was like, dude, I'll frame that shit, and that would fit like perfectly in here.
Absolutely.
So yeah, I just wanted to. So Sage didn't know what that was, so I wanted to do it. The one I love on here that people forget is Apple Bandini Pippin, which is a 1995, and it's a boomerang. So
I have seen that before. It is super weird though.
Yeah,
they seem to have like taken the same approach as the 64 controller without the little penis part in it.
Yeah, and it's like, I mean, some of these are ridiculous. Like the Atari Jaguar is like essentially a numpad. Like it's just like these things are just crazy. But then you get the Commodore 64, then you get the OG, the Super Nintendo. I mean, it's I literally would look at this for like a long time and just kind of reminisce about every one of these fucking controllers. I probably have a memory about, exception of like the Bandini Pippin. I don't. That's what we should do. Maybe next podcast I'll frame this and we can kind of go like, all right, on the list, how many of these controllers? What we'll do is we'll throw this on the Insta and be like, how many of these controllers have you used?
Yeah,
just like a quick poll. We can throw it on Twitter too.
Yeah, it is funny because I was playing.
There's literally only one. It's just that Bandini Pippin out of all of these that I haven't used.
Damn.
Yeah.
Or the Jaguar. I'm hoping.
No, I had the Jaguar.
Really?
Yeah.
Damn. All right. So my roommate was saying
2600, Atari 2600, 1977.
I've done that. Yeah.
Sitting right behind you.
Nice. My roommate was like, we were playing All Stars, 3D All Stars on the Switch, and he was like, why would they keep like putting the freaking like A and B button backwards like this? And I'm like, that's how it's been for the past
that's like
30.
Now you could be
literally
like,
30 years.
Now you could be like, let me show you.
Yeah.
Like in a visual. Yeah, they did that. They fucked it up once, and then they're like, that's where it is now. Because now if you switched it, you'd be fucked.
Yeah, because it's like playing anything on Xbox and then coming over to here. And it's like hit A and you just go where you think it should be. And you're like, why did they switch it? I'm like, what? It's been there.
Like A to Xbox is X to Sony, and then X, and they have A. What is Xbox? A, B, X, Y, right? And Sony has X, circle, square, triangle.
Yeah, but I think that's a little easier to understand the.
Yeah. They're kind of using the Nintendo controller.
But Nintendo has ABXY. They're just in different spots.
That's what I'm saying. Nintendo uses the ABXY. Sony is like, let's just do geometry. It's like their X is the X, but it's the geometry figure X, not the letter X, when the other ones are the letter X. So
did we talk about that on here? That it actually like has meaning?
The meaning, yeah. It was I think it was one of your trivia things or whatever.
It sounds like some nerdy shit.
It sounds like shit you would do. Anyway, so we got MPDs, and I do actually have side trivia as well because I forgot about the MPDs.
That's all right. So just ask me MPDs never and give me the side trivia.
No, so we're gonna end on the MPDs because that's the favorite. Or should we end on the side trivia?
End on the MPDs.
Okay, so we'll do the side trivia. We'll start with this. So, because the Lord of the Rings MMO got canceled, made me think of MMORPGs, and then I was like,
massive multiplayer online, role playing games.
There you go. Yeah. Yes, massive multiplayer
online
role playing. Yeah. Okay. I thought you like jumped ahead, and I was like, nope. But yeah, so since that got canceled, it got me thinking about other ones. And then it got me thinking about other ones that are still running. Then it's got me thinking about what is the longest running ones. So I have a list of 13 that are you're going to give me the year. And I actually wrote these down so that way I can ask you easier and we can kind of like drill through them.
That is appreciated. If you're going to sit here and tell me to put it in order.
That's why I don't have to scroll. So I'm going to go through these and you're just going to give me a year. And I will give you plus or minus 1 year. So these are going to be a tight group because like MMO servers and stuff, it's not like we know it's not 1970. Like it's so it's kind of like you already have a time box. So we'll go through a couple of these, well, all of these, and you're going to give me the date that you think it started.
Okay,
and they are all
of them have been continuous. Like none of them stop.
As of last week, they were all still running.
Okay.
All right. Age of Conan.
2 years, 2019.
Okay. I was like 2 years. What? All right. just a little shout, Lord of the Rings Online, which is an MMORPG for Lord of the Rings that is still running. It's
2012.
Guild Wars, the original.
2004.
Wow. World of Warcraft.
1999.
That's weird. My hand wrote 1994, and I was like, that's not what he said. EVE Online.
2008.
Maple Story. Maple Story.
2014.
I think you were just like, what is that?
Correct.
Yeah, it's an interesting.
I was like, what number best represents?
You harvest maple trees like around the world. Really?
Yeah.
No, I'm kidding. That's not it. But like, I think you believe me for a second there.
I'm like, it
could be
stupid enough.
It could be like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like a worldwide phenomenon.
Because your server could only have 8 people.
And you're just like,
you're just like, oh, it's been on for 17 years.
Yeah. In this article, it's actually called Worldwide Phenomenon Maple Story. And getting the details about it, I guess it is, but I don't know. I don't know a ton about it myself.
Yeah.
Second Life.
Oh,
yeah, people forget.
2009.
Final Fantasy 11.
2007.
Anarchy Online.
I feel like it's either really recent or really old.
Sure.
So let me go 2016.
RuneScape.
2003.
EverQuest.
Is it RuneScape or RuneScape OG or
It's RuneScape. It's the original.
Yeah. Is because aren't there 2 different ones?
Yeah.
Shit. Yeah, I'll stick with that.
Okay. EverQuest.
2011.
Tibia. Sorry, Tibia. TIBIA.
That is Tibia. 2014.
Are you like Adam Sandler? What was that?
It's had a little Adam Sandler flair to it,
right.
didn't it?
Ultima Online.
2012.
Okay. Funny enough, I did give you these in order, and after you said 2019 for Age of Conan, I was like, I think I'm just going to give them in order. So fun fact, you didn't get any of these right.
Wait, Conan's not even right?
I'll go through them really. You're thinking of Conan Exiles.
You're right, I am.
I'm going to go through them real fast. Age of Conan, you said 2019, 2008. Lord of the Rings Online, you said 2012, 2007. Guild Wars, you said 2004. You did get this one. It's 2005. So that gave you that. So you got one. World of Warcraft, you said 1999, 2004. EVE Online, you said 2008, 2003. Maple Story, you said 2014, 2003. Second Life, you said 2009, 2003. Final Fantasy 11, you said 2007, 2002. Anarchy Online, you said 2016, 2001. RuneScape, you said 2003, really fucking close, 2001. Yeah, it's a shame. EverQuest, you said 2011, it's 1999. Tibia, you said 2014, 1997. Ultima Online, you said 2012, and it's 1997, just like a month or two before Tibia. Yeah, so pretty crazy. So you got 1 out of 13. Not great, but not terrible. No, it was terrible. But no, I mean, like, these are hard to get. But as soon as you said 2019 for Age of Conan, I was like, I'm just gonna give them the newest to the oldest. And the irony that like some of the older ones you were like 2016. I was like, it's 97. It's like it's pretty crazy. You would think that I would say, just so we don't stay on this forever, World of Warcraft feels like a 90s thing, but it's 2004. Yeah, it was like basically
I feel like it started it.
It was the last year of middle school for us, pretty much. And which dates us a lot. But yeah, it's kind of crazy. And like Second Life's just been there forever. And Ultima Online, 97. I mean, congrats.
Yeah.
Ultimate Online, because that is fucking a long time and it looks like shit. But so does RuneScape, but people love it. It's like you're just in.
Yeah.
And it's probably super fucking cheap to run them too.
Yeah. Ben plays RuneScape.
Yeah. I mean, like it's not like difficult to keep running those things because it's not like they have a ton of like assets. It's like, I mean, they do, but they're all so low. It's like, yeah, we can store all this shit. So it's pretty great. Yeah, so that's that. Let's go to your trivia and then we'll jump to NPDs and we'll tighten this wrap up. Baby do. None of that made sense. I was trying to say like 4 different sayings and then they just fuck it. You just
move
go,
on.
Sage.
So Among Us.
Yes.
We're talking cameos or celebrity appearances
in the game or like people who streamed it,
like stream it or have like shown up in it in any kind of provable way, I guess.
Okay,
but it was stream, so they've
like they stream like
they're either streaming it themselves or they're on someone else's stream as a player.
Okay, got it. Just for Among Us. Yep, cool. Let's go.
T-Pain.
Yeah, I feel like he streamed it.
Questlove.
That's the guy from the Roots, right?
Yep.
I'm gonna say no.
Obama.
Yes.
Taran Killam.
He feels like he would. He's a guy I would like to have a beer with and stuff. But he would sing to me, and then we'd get drunk and play video games. So yes.
Okay. Gordon Ramsay.
No, but I fucking hope he does. I would love to see him like scream at somebody like he does in the kitchen, but like in the you fucking do this, you fucking kid. You vented. You vented.
Daniel Radcliffe.
No. Harry Potter ain't playing that shit.
Post Malone.
Probably. Sure. Yes.
Logic.
I'm trying to use some, but yes.
Jimmy Fallon.
Maybe. Yeah, I'll say yes because like he's like knows AOC, right?
I have no idea.
It just feels like he does.
Gatton Matarazzo, the kid from Stranger Things.
Yes, sure. That feels like, yeah. Why would he not?
Soldier Boy.
Yes, he's a gamer. He has his own game console.
Half-Thor Bjornsson.
No. Feels like he's like cutting a tree somewhere. Feels like he's like too busy like doing the thing my soap smells like. Being in the woods.
All right. So T-Pain does correct. Or Questlove did.
Oh man.
He was on with Jimmy Fallon.
Yeah, so he probably did it on his show or something.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay. Who
was also where Gatton Mortarazzo was on.
So I got 2/3 of it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yep. Obama, not yet.
Okay. I was thinking like AOC, and I was like, maybe she got Obama to do it. I don't know. She does her stream on it too.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yep. Taran Killam. Yes.
Yes. All right, Taran. I know you're a big fan.
Gordon Ramsay.
We'll play together. Let's get drunk and do it.
You were correct. Has not been on yet, although a lot of people want him on. Same with Daniel Radcliffe.
Yes. I knew that fucking Harry Potter bitch would do it.
Post Malone, not yet.
Yeah. Okay. Probably got a tattoo about it or something.
Logic has.
Yeah.
You're correct. Soldier Boy has. Correct. Half-Thor Bjornsson has streamed Among Us. Yeah.
Fuck. Was it like in between like cutting down like a sickle? Some type of like collecting tree sap and he's just waiting for the jar to fill. So he's like, oh, I guess I'll just do this. Got my maple tap in.
And for any listeners who don't know, that is the mountain from Game of Thrones.
Yeah.
Fucking
awesome.
See. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Yeah, 4 wrong.
8 out of 12.
Not bad. Yeah, 4
Pretty
wrong.
damn good.
Yeah. Quick math.
Yeah.
Nice. That's actually not bad. I'll take that. Fuck it. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah. I mean, that's fucking what, like 60? That's 70%? 60%.
I believe that's 60%. 2/3. Yeah. 66%.
Yeah, I was going to say 60. Repeating, of
0.6.
course. You know what? Speaking of, because we talked about WoW, remind me of this. Old YouTube, Leroy Jenkins. Oh, God damn it, Leroy. I love it when he's like, can we get a number crunch? Yeah, it's a probability of us winning is 33.33, repeating, of course. And it's like, it still gets me. Like watching it. They're like, all right, we got to play. It's like 20 people waiting to raid in WoW, just waiting to go in. They're trying to get it ready. He's like, we can do this and do the number crunch. And then he's like, Leroy Jenkins.
Old Leroy.
And then he's like, God. And it's just, the one guy just freaks out. He's like, God damn it, Leroy. God damn it. I'm like, that ending, just that despair, and they're all dying, is like, and how long it took you to get there, and all that time.
Yep.
I have been there, and I also remember playing WoW when that came out, and everybody wanted to be the next Leroy, and then it was like, God, it was impossible to do like an actual successful raid because there was everybody.
Everyone kept
was like, "Hey guys, this will be funny." Like, no, you fucking asshole. We've all seen the video. Stop fucking my game up.
I'm surprised that there wasn't some sort of convergence of a lot of assholes that all Leroy Jenkins at the same time and then actually successfully raided because they were all going.
Dude, I hope maybe there is. We'll have to look for that. Maybe there's like the successful Leroy raid where it's they all just janking it. All right, let's get into MPD, baby. Matt Piscatella, Matty Piss. Nope, probably doesn't like that name. We'll take that out. Or we'll leave it in. Doesn't matter.
All right, Call of Duty.
Nope. Let me ask. March 2021. Okay, now I'm ready.
Call of Duty.
Do that. We're gonna get 10 on the list here. So Call of Duty, which one? We do this every goddamn month.
I know. Modern Warfare 2.
Okay.
Cold War.
Are you guessing both those for the record?
Yes.
Okay.
I know one of them's free, and I don't know what fucking one.
Okay, let's continue. Let's continue. Don't be afraid. Don't be afraid.
Chel. Probably wrong on that too.
You gotta love the confidence of you. It's
Mario.
We've only been doing a gaming podcast for like 10 months, almost 50 episodes, and you're still like, I don't know what the fuck came out.
My brain works.
I know.
Like that would be like me, like continuing to ask you about Zelda trivia.
That's
like,
true.
It just,
but yeah, it's not about not playing. It's like you're aware these games exist. I'm aware.
I mean, I could look it up and then just know, but that wouldn't be fun.
Yeah, but you should look up like what games are coming because we do talk about upcoming games a lot.
Yeah.
Okay, well, just continue.
That's why I'm the straight man, and you get to play off me.
I think like I'm the straight guy. You get to play with me. I'm like, that's
Miles Morales.
How that works.
Dark Souls. Valhalla.
I'm assuming you mean Assassin's Creed Valhalla.
Yes. What's the other Mario one?
You have 6. You got 4 left.
Is it? Nah, not Galaxy. Mario. No.
Come on.
Is it Mario 3D World? Is that a game?
That is a game.
I'm going to go with that.
Well, Super Mario 3D World.
Exactly. Yes.
You said Mario 3D World. No, I'll give you.
I'm going to
3
say
left. 3 more.
Smash Brothers.
Okay.
And Mario Kart 8.
Okay.
And
1 more.
Yep. Did I say Miles Morales already?
Yep.
I know there's like another big one too. I should know.
Sure. There is one on this list that you should know.
FIFA.
Okay. Not terrible. I think some of these you'll be like, what the fuck? And be like, are you sure you're talking about March 2021? But yes. All right. So number 1 is Call of Duty Cold War. So Modern Warfare 2 not on this list.
Yeah.
You did
the other one?
You did say Cold War, so we'll give you that, and that's the number 1. Number 2, which you did not guess, is Monster Hunter Rise. Number 3, which you did not guess, which I talked about on the last podcast, is Outriders. Where you play all the different ones, kind of like Destiny. Ask about.
All right. Huh.
Pretty good. Or I thought I talked about it on the last podcast, but we're going to say.
Isn't Monster Hunter Rise like a light version of Monster Hunter, or is it an actual sequel?
It's like a light version, but it still came out. Number 4.
That's Nintendo, right?
Capcom.
So it's everyone? I mean, what did it come out on? Like, what did you play it on? Jesus Don't worry. Christ. We keep going.
Nope, now I have to know.
Now he has to know.
Definitely came on Switch.
Yeah, that I know.
I think it's actually Monster Hunter World's version on Switch. Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, it was just Switch. It's called the 6th mainline installment to the Monster Hunter series, though. After Monster Hunter World. So,
fair enough.
Do you know what engine it used?
Nope.
RE engine. Surprising. So it used the Resident Evil engine.
Interesting. That's pretty cool.
It came on Nintendo Switch and Microsoft Windows.
Okay.
All right. You all said Spider-Man Miles Morales. You're correct. That was number 5. You said Chel, not on the list. Dark Souls, not on the list. Assassin's Creed Valhalla is number 7, was on the list. Super Mario 3D World, yep, number 4 on the list. Super Smash Bros, not on the list. Mario Kart 8, number 6 on the list. That is correct. And FIFA, not on the list. The ones you also missed: Animal Crossing, New Horizons, number 9, went from 16 to 9.
Damn, really?
Yep. And the other one you missed, which I would say is fine, is Minecraft, number 10. It said it was number 8. It was number 8 last month.
I just don't get it.
Yeah, it came fast. They're just
like it's not total sales; it's the sales of that month, right?
Top 10 selling video games, retail and digital, March 2021. That's why I said this is exactly why I said you were going to be like, are you sure March 2021?
What happened in Minecraft world that?
I don't know.
Yeah,
they got some that they're now getting a bunch of new additions.
Yeah, I guess they put some new stuff in there or got some like
they did update the Minecraft game recently to do, so I think that's probably why.
Gotcha.
And so they're probably just getting that. They did update a bunch of it, so my guess is that's probably why.
All right.
But yeah, I mean they're getting their sales, so yeah, the price is interesting. But yeah, Minecraft, dude, juggernaut that just keeps on pumping.
I guess so.
Microsoft's making
Glad
money
whoever bought that. Yeah.
Microsoft bought that company, so they're definitely. I think it was Mahjong who made it originally, the Swedish company. But yeah, I mean they're definitely now. They had to have, I think they're seeing a pretty good return on investment.
I would like to assume.
Yeah.
So. Yeah.
All right. Well, it's pretty good. Jumped in around a lot today.
You're welcome for the triple trivia.
Yeah. Triple trivia Tuesday. It's a Sunday. But fuck it. Yeah. Triple trivia, baby. All right. Keep gaming. Glad about it. And we'll talk to you guys later, and we'll keep you posted about the merch. Watch the Instagram. Check the Instagram or Twitter if you want to see that game controller poster. Remember, follow us on the shows. And for the love of fucking God, follow us on YouTube. We're trying to build it up so I can have the slash with our name on it. We still have the bit link. It just makes our lives easier. I have a link tree. You can just click it from there on all the socials. Just follow us, subscribe. I don't give a shit if you actually have to like everything. Just subscribe. It takes you 20 seconds. You have the social media. Just find us, Gladyougame on all socials, and just follow us, including TikTok. We're on fucking everything. Just do it so we can build more shit out. Both have day jobs, but we love doing this so much. We're almost at 50 episodes. And we want to do some more cool shit. So let's see if we can. Also, side note, congrats to M Rags, who just got signed by Barstool for Barstool Game Time. He was a streamer. And that the only thing Barstool still needs is just a little two funky co-hosts of a sweet gaming podcast to get picked up. I don't know who they are. One sometimes streams, maybe a software engineer and likes to mention it consistently. We don't know, but maybe that would help. They're obviously investing into Game Time. We love to see it. We want more of it. We need a little Gladyougame at Barstool. I don't know. Shameless plug. Yes, but anyways, yeah, if they do that, great. If not, fuck them. Right. Keep gaming, guys. We'll talk to you later. Bye.
Goodbye.
Boop.